So I want to talk about the darker side of passport bros that I feel like no one is talking about, and that's the underage tourism that happens in a lot of the countries that these men go to. Because a lot of the countries are known for their fun tourism and stuff, but what they don't tell you is a lot of them have a lot of children trafficking that happens, and it is a huge problem with Americans going to other countries to engage with underage children. And a lot of them will go with these children and take a bunch of pictures and bunch of videos and stuff like that and bring them back with them to America. And I feel like nobody talks about how a lot of these passport bros will go to these countries and will post all these videos of them being in these countries, but then still have no wife or one single person that they're seeing and stuff. And I just find it so suspicious that a lot of the times these people come home with like 18-year-old girlfriends and you're like 40, 50, 70. Like, what do you have in common with them? Aside from the excitement of you being older and stuff. And do you really think that they're stopping at the age of 18, that they're limiting themselves to 18 and that's the lowest I go? No. A lot of these men will get these workers and not even ask their age, will not ask like, oh, how old are you, identification, nothing. They'll pretend, because when they get caught they're gonna act stupid and be like, I didn't know. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I've seen so many of these Passport Bro TikToks accounts be in these countries for a long time, or talk about how they're living in these countries and stuff, but they still haven't found a wife. They still haven't found anybody to be with, or they still haven't found like a somebody to go on dates with, or something, or somebody to constantly see. They're always just traveling the country and talking shit about black women in America, or talking shit about women in America in general, but you never see them come home with a wife yet, and it's been months that they've been in this country. And I noticed that a lot of countries have been warning their own citizens about passport bros and stuff, and a lot of these passport bros are saying that their fun in the countries are being ruined and stuff like that, or the tourism is being ruined, or feminism is ruining their fun tourism, when the whole objective of you going to another country is to find a wife. But somehow, with all that money and all that high valueness that you had, you still can't find a wife after being in them countries for a long ass time. ICE has literally gone to other countries to arrest American citizens who engage in this type of behavior. So this is not their first rodeo or whatever. This is definitely not a new thing, but I feel like it's just not being talked about enough. So when the news comes out, or there's investigations going on in other countries of certain American citizens going to other countries to engage in this type of activity, do not be shocked, because it's always been happening, but now I think it's becoming more and more popularized.
God damn it. Well, we have another shorty running her mouth, slandering a whole groups of people she'll never know, never meet, never interact with in any way. Nothing they'll do will affect her life. All right, it's another one of these. Oh, the black man is a groomer. Okay, she said passport bros. She didn't say anybody else. She didn't say travelers or anything. She said passport bros. So to let you know, she's talking about black men, okay? Basically going after low-hanging fruit, even though she's below us, beneath us. Okay? All right? Honey, I think you should look closer to home and shit. When you talk about grooming and people going overseas and exploiting underage peoples and shit, underage indigenous people, then you should look to your probably your dad or your mom and shit. You know, your whoever the fuck. This chick look like a fucking biracial and shit. I'm not shitting on anybody that's mixed. Okay, I'm shitting on this goofy looking chick. All right, this goofy looking dumb ass chick who's been badly parented, who has no kind of common decency or sense or nothing. Okay, just shitting on black men. One of which she is a half. Okay, I'm gonna say she's half nigga. All right. Now, I don't give a fuck what she says, okay? When I say that word, I mean an ignorant ass person and shit, okay? Right? God damn it. You know, recently Austin Holloman actually finally decided to put out a warning to these people using his name in their videos and shit, and saying that he was going to start sending out some receipts and shit, okay? That's why you ain't really heard his name the last couple of weeks. Because some of them bitches, you know, they had two peas to rub together in their empty brains, and they realized they could catch a case and shit. They could be the next Tasha K, okay? And I want to see that happen, okay? We're going to have to start suing these motherfuckers It's got to be something you could do, man. If Fort Harriet could talk about legislation to keep men from traveling, black men, by the way, if Fort Harriet could talk about legislation to keep men from traveling overseas, we can talk about doing some kind of action where we could pursue a class action lawsuit against some of these goddamn females that's talking outside of their neck and shit, or pursuing it against TikTok. How about that? How about pursue that shit against TikTok? Make a big ass class action lawsuit to just kill it. We must kill it, okay? These men are taking a vacation. Okay, they're going on vacation. All right? Going on vacation. Miss, if you're so concerned about trafficking and everything, why don't you talk to your sisters who be taking their ass over to these foreign countries, tricking off their own body, okay? Doing God knows what unprotected sex with people you don't know who the fuck they are, where they been and shit, and then you bring it home to the community and shit, and you affect these brothers, and then you blame them for it like the narcissist you are. Okay? I think it's a problem with a lot of women traveling overseas like they've been doing for decades and shit, going to these, these countries looking for, oversized eggplant and shit to sit on, to ride the Caribbean carousel and shit. Yeah, I think that's a problem. I think that grooming is a problem. Okay, I actually had a clip of a woman yelling. I'm not going to get rid of the clip. I'm going to keep pulling that clip out from time to time and shit. Of that woman yelling about being, having somebody to go down on her over there. She was mad because those Cabana boys didn't want to go down on her, man. Because they knew she was nasty. And she was disgusting as shit. But you ain't going to talk about that, right? You ain't going to talk about the hundreds to thousands of your sisters who traveled to Dubai to do the doo-doo brown and shit, with them sheiks over there for like pennies on the dollar. They ain't becoming instantly rich getting, having somebody take a duty on them, a number two. Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you sisters instead of talking about passport bros, why don't you talk about some of these hoes that's taking their ass over to Dubai and shit, getting the doo-doo brown and shit. Then, after they get their little, they arrive there, they land and shit, they dress up appropriately because it's a Muslim country. And they take a little camel ride and they go like a little shopping spree and shit, get some expensive, baubles and shit. And then they have to do their job. They have to work hard for the money and shit, being a human porta potty. Okay? All right? These are options you will never have. No one wants you. No one will buy you. Okay? I don't know what you look like all over. No, I do. I went and looked at your page. It's laughable, okay? You're laughable, and you have no time. You're a shorty, okay? You need to get your head in those books. You need to get a proper education, okay? Wherever you can find it, okay? Online or offline, but you need to get off the internet and shit, okay? You're not doing anything of any substantive, it has any effect on any goddamn thing. You're just existing. You're a mouth breather, okay? You're nothing, okay? Do something with your life while you have a chance to do it. Okay, youngster? Do something with your life and shit instead of being a pissant troll on the internet. Okay, you look fucked off. Okay? It's always you. What's up with you fucking, supposed feminists and shit? You guys have a lot of time on your hands. You have a lot of time on your hands. And you attack black men all the time. Why do they attack black men all the time and shit? Why don't they attack the melanin challenge this shit who've been doing that crap for decades and shit? She don't want to attack her daddy, because she's half and half. She don't want to attack that guy, okay? They're the ones that go over there and shit, okay? Honey, I'm older than you. I was in the military and shit, okay? And some of my older friends that were like in the military, like in shit like Vietnam, they used to tell stories about like, shit they saw their battle buddies doing over there that was horrific and shit. Shit that they would be under a jail for. Let's put it that way. And I heard dudes from Vietnam talking crazy shit about over there, like, people trafficking shorties or something, or just accepting certain courtesies. Like going to a restaurant, you sit there and then, a shorty, a conflict person would be under the table and unzip your pants. Okay? One of my friends, my oldest friends in the Air Force, said that he didn't want to go out anymore because he got tired of sitting down and having to sit on the back of the chair and shit so no kid could get at his zipper. All right, it's pretty fucked up, right? You don't ever talk about that. You don't talk about, Dubai, like I mentioned before. You don't talk about over here in the states and shit. The phenomena of at-risk, low-level, poverty-stricken black women are going to selling their bodies in the states and shit to internet company, a porn website called Ghetto Gaggers. You never talk about Ghetto Gaggers. When are your sisters gonna talk about Ghetto Gaggers? This is the egregious shit. Go watch that, okay? You watch Ghetto Gaggers and some of this other bullshit, and then you come back and tell us what's what. Explain me. Watch like 3 or 4 Ghetto Gaggers, and then you come back and you tell us why you still feel the need to talk about black men on vacation, okay? Fuck you, you racist, okay? Fuck you, okay? Now get my eye on you, bitch. All right? Oh, man. You're fucking pathetic. Now get your ass in some books.